Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Starflight 2, Trade Routes of the Cloud Nebula. I'm the Mysterious JG, and we had a bit of a cliffhanger last time. Had a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of the previous video. It's turned into a real cliffhanger-ish LP. Last time we came to the past, we ran into our old friends the Ulek, and now we've taken orbit over a world where it's my belief we will find the Halls of Memory, where the Legex accumulated knowledge is stored. We gotta get the coordinates first. We got a humming rock. It's always cool. So there exists a place of blah blah blah. 30 south, 134 east. So my desperate efforts to quit are not doing anything. 30 south. Was it 30 south, 134 east? Now I've already forgotten, so let's go back. Okay. Short-term memory, totally shot. .30 south, 134 east is it. You can't get out of it early somehow. At least that looks like those coordinates are where there is some stuff. It's on the end of a peninsula. A peninsula full of ancient knowledge. It is real. And there's my desktop. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, this is it, folks. This should be the Halls of Knowledge somewhere around here, maybe. I'm in a thunderstorm. Goom Scuba is injured. That's no good. Not seeing anything. That would be it. Right at the end of the old peninsula. Whoa! Commander, something, 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 something. Upon arriving at the Halls of Memory, you find a group of 48 Legex scientists who tell you that they are the last of their kind. All of the other Legex have become Ool's Legex, dominated telepathically by the Ool. They're trying to really hit you over the head with the fact that it's Ool Legex. Although as a kid, I don't think I put it together. Boy, the Legex look really silly, don't they? Apparently the Gorsac was the coolest looking part of the Legex. We didn't get to see his ridiculous curly tail and little thingy sticking out of his head. Over a meal of mashed screepa bugs and Drixian fish wine, the remaining Legex explain their situation and tell you about the Ool. I thought I'd get a chance to do a Legex voice. Well, maybe the Legex will narrate this to me. They tell you that it is actually a tremendous creature whose molecules are spread out over many parsecs of space. They have learned that the Ool's body is bound together by faint electromagnetic energy. This is disrupted by electromagnetic waves generated by sentient life forms. In order to combat this, the Ool takes over whichever type of sentient is most suitable. It then turns the sentients to its own frequencies, tunes the sentients to its own frequencies, and uses them in the matter of antibodies to keep its body free of other sentients. The Legex scientists tell you that they were once able to establish contact of a sort with the Ool, but all they were able to pick up was an overwhelming disdain and loathing of their type of life form. Okay, I was wondering if Ool knew what it was doing. Like, the Endorium knew what it was. The Endorium was set out to kill these other life forms, but it didn't seem to know they were sentient. The Ool just... They seem to have given it a chance, and it's just an asshole. They told you that the Ool has numerous ganglia, or nerve centers. Ah, that's what the Oolek brain world was. With one primary one which travels around its body. This brain, though, seems all but invulnerable to their standard weaponry. The Legex tell you that they attempted, in desperation, a dangerous experiment where they opened an extra-dimensional portal to the future in the hopes of escaping through it. Unfortunately, the Ool's Legex gained control of it, and the Ool somehow managed to create an offspring or offshoot of itself, and sent it through the portal to your time period. For this, the Legex gravely apologize for. So, Ool is in the past, but there's also there's like the son of Ool is in our time. Okay. The Legex learned all this, they tell you, from another ship from your time, which managed to find its way through the portal. The ship was called the Ng-Kher-Arla and was manned by a race of gentle plant people called the Loa. The Legex tell you that the Loa, taking some weapons technology with them, left to go back to their own time, but were ambushed and badly damaged by the Ool's Legex. Ultimately, they managed to reach the portal, but the Legex didn't believe that the Ng-Kher-Arla could have made it through in one piece. The Legex provides you with a data cube similar to the one they gave to the Loa, which contains a substantial amount of their technical knowledge. Ancient knowledge. They also tell you that until recently they had a plan to destroy the Ool, which involved using a specially built device which would cause a massive disruption of the Ool's electromagnetic field. Unfortunately, there were two halves to the device, and one half was on a planet that was overrun by the Ool's Legex before they could use it. This was a powerful artificial intelligence designed to meld with the weaponry half and orchestrate the attack. The Legex explained that they no longer know where it is or what has become of it. They tell you that their one remaining hope lies in a desperate plan to trigger a supernova of a small cluster of 6 yellow stars where they believe the brain center to be. Finally, the Legex explained that since they will surely be overcome by the Ool if their plan is not successful, they have no use for the Ool half weapon. This being the case, they give it to you in the unlikely hope that you can find a use for it. You are in a thunderstorm. Commander, we have a summary of the Legex information to present to you. And it's just the exact same thing again. You can't come back in and be like, hey guys, we tried to use your half of the Ool thingy, but didn't really work. Okay, folks, so that was the Legex. Yeah, Star Trek 2 has its flaws as far as that would have been a lengthy voice-acted cinematic in any game, but a modern game. But in this game, it's kind of a bunch of text with a picture of little floaty heads. So we don't know where the weaponized half of the Ool weapon, or the anti-Ool weapon is. That we have like the control matrix something or other. But according to all that text, I wonder if we have the information from that recorded as a message. No, we don't. So you just had to be paying attention. We now have in our possession the Dream Grid's got the psychic probe, data cube, Ool weapon. Guardian transmitter, but that's different. So we got the data cube now and the Ool weapon. But the Ool we only have half of the Ool weapon. The other half of it was on a planet that's been taken over by the Ool Legex guys. So I kind of wonder if let's see. What would happen if we visited Gorsac in the ancient past? Is he there yet? He was built by the Legex, so let's go down to 2579 and see what happens. See if we can say hello to Gorsac. How many jump pods have we got left, or are we almost out now? Because we can't go messing with the 6 yellow stars. Yeah, this is the system where we'll hop in over here. We're closer to stars, but this is actually the systems is where the Tandaloo will be in the future. The future, Conan. We have missed the target site. Uh-oh. We missed it by a good margin, too. We want to be at 2879. Are there any encounters on the way? There are encounters around, but not directly in the path. 2879. And because I have a feeling we are not going to encounter any friendly Legex in space. It's just us and the Ulek and the Dweenal, I suppose. So we'll go to where First Mate Gruber here. I brought interrupt. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be on the crew, even though you don't like me. Yeah, you just occasionally get messages from your Dweenal crew member to irritate you. But it got Nobunaga off of the ship before he could be killed, so that's nice for him. I believe Gorsac was orbiting a gas giant. Maybe we can't do anything with Gorsac till we get to the future. I'm pretty sure this was the Gorsac system 2879. I'll double check when we go to the future, because we're looking for the other half of some kind of... I mentioned to Bobo that I'd gotten to this point and I mentioned to Bobo the events of the last video, and he figured it out pretty much instantly, that it had something to do with Gorsac. I don't know if I was that quick on the draw as a kid, but yeah, that's kind of the thing that we need to go check out. Is we have half of a piece of Legex technology, and our old friend Gorsac used to tell us that he felt incomplete. He knew he was a piece of Legex technology, but he didn't know what he was created for, and he has this overriding sense that he wasn't complete. He was only half a man. So I think we need to talk to Gorsac about the possibility that he's a part of the Uhl weapon. Sadly, if we can't get to oh wow, we're not gonna be able to land there. I'm just using them willy-nilly at this point, but to avoid having lots of run-ins with the Ulek. Now, when we get to our own time, we won't have any left to make a quick run back to Starport, but... Jump successful. But, so we still have a little ways to go here. 244, 149. Oh, there's no Ulek around right now. 244, 149. So the Ulek has sent like its... it basically had a son and sent it to the future. So we're not actually fighting the Uhl. I guess we're fighting Uhl Jr. It's like Garlic Jr. or possibly DKJ. Garlic Jr. and DKJ, both pretty annoying in their own way. Oh wow, I almost slipped right into it without raising my shields first. That would have been probably a bad idea. And it doesn't even ask us if we want to go back, or if we want to back out this time. It's like, no, you know where you're going. Commander, the ship's under severe pressure and blah blah blah. Oh, maybe it is going to give me a chance to back out. Yeah, no, we didn't want to escape. We're going to go through. And you go even farther into the past. Until when Uhl was just a young fella. He hadn't yet decided to start enslaving people. Oh, wow, we immediately get into an encounter, and it's bright red. This would probably be the Ng. I want to scan them and see, I'm curious. Yeah, the Ng jumped us as we came out. That's a dick move, guys. Alright, so I want to get down to 239.79. I think the rest of the crew hate me. If they've got any sense, they do. What am I doing? I'm trying to save fuel. I got tons of fuel. And I think I've realized if... Oh, whoa, whoa. Did I even realize this was here? Where did I just end up? Whoa, that's actually kind of helpful, though. Okay, I never found that one before, but it's useful. 2065. Oh. It's going up too far. And then I think I found a flux and then lost it later because I loaded a game where I had found some new fluxes, but I just need to stop futzing around and get back to, because now we got the Legex data cube. I want to get this to starport 3573. Yeah, but I can go around with my shields up. I'm not going to run out of ammo or anything, or energy anytime soon. Because I don't think there's any point going back to the past, sadly. We went to the 6 yellow stones. We went to a system where it was surrounded by Ulek, and just orbiting the planet was enough to kill our human crew members. But we don't have a functioning Ul weapon. So I think if we defeat it, like, maybe we'll try this as like a bonus. But if I went there with like the Legex technology of battle jumper and stuff and defeated the Ulek, I believe, well, yeah, I'm now curious to see what would happen, but I believe when we go to fight the Ulek, or the Ul itself, that we would not be able to defeat it because we don't have a complete working Ul weapon. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can only win the game by fighting the Ul Jr. in the present and finding the Shinium planet, which is, of course, your actual mission. I don't think you get to defeat Ul itself. Because that would mess up, like, if you went into the past and destroyed Ul, you'd screw up the game chronology anyway. Time travel stories are always kind of weird, but you'd screw up the game chronology because there would be no Ulek if you defeated the Ul in the ancient past, which probably means that the human empire, the Arth Empire, or not the human empire, the old empire of humans, Thrin, in Elon with some Velox, some of whom I guess were part of the Empire, they would never have been destroyed. I feel like they probably could have handled the Gazertoid if the Ulek weren't backing them up. 3573. So, yeah, I have a feeling the game's not going to let us defeat Ul, because that would prevent the Ulek from ever being, or at least had nipped them in the bud while they were still a brand new race of evil, and that would totally screw up the timeline. Now, the idea that we could rescue the Ul, rescue the Legex, who've been taken over by the Ul, somehow later is... Well, it seems like they're past redemption. We don't really know where... we know where Ul is. It's at one of the 6 yellow stones. But Ul Jr., not sure exactly where Ul Jr. is. It's in the Cloud Nebula, probably at the same coordinates. But I don't think... Now I'm thinking about it. I never thought about this before, but yeah, because I hadn't been reading closely enough to pick up on it. If it sent like a projection of itself, like an offspring into the future, then that would explain how you can win this game and defeat the evil thing, but you don't actually free the Ulek, as far as I know. The Ulek are still what they are. Now, and also this means that if you destroy the Ulek brain world in the last game, you're just destroying a ganglion. You're not actually destroying the whole Ul deal, unless the Ulek brain world is actually where the Ul is headquarters in the future. But I don't know, I gotta stop speculating until we get to the end of the game and actually see what's going on. Weapons are disarmed. Report to operations for evaluation. Want to talk to me, do you? I can imagine you probably yeah, I'd imagine that I'm probably a pretty big deal right now. Subject: evaluation data cube. The data cube supplied by the Legex has yielded many interesting technologies. These include improved strength of your ship's shields, which will now function in nebulae, and the secret of the plasma bolt. In addition, we have provided you with a Legex battle jumper, which is activated in combat by pressing the F9 key. We have paid you 100,000 Shinium pennies for this find. Name Pastlandia. Due to existing sentience and the temporal displacement... I guess the planet that we found is actually inhabited by sentients in our time. I'm surprised, and so it added the two together. But if I'd found a the temporal displacement was going to be a problem, I guess. This planet proved unsuitable for colonization. You have been fined 100 Shinium pennies. This is only a warning. Your next fine will be heavy. End of evaluation. So, like, here's 100,000 Shinium pennies for finding us incredible new technology for our species. But we're also finding you 100 Shinium pennies for messing around with trying to tell us about past, like trying to recommend planets from the past. So yeah, 100,000 Shinium pennies. That's less than we got from like executing a successful trading run. So it's nice that we got a couple of bucks, but that's actually pretty lame. But our missiles are now plasma bolts. Our shields are now class 7. We can sell our armor because it's down to class 4, and we can buy new class 5 armor. You can also buy some jump pods. And there we go, folks. This is now the best our ship can get in any Starflight game. 2 blastopods, 4 jump pods, and a full complement of cargo pods. Plasma bolts, class 5 lasers, class 5 armor, class 5 engines, class 7 shields that function in nebula, and a battle jumper. That's as good as your ship can possibly get in the Starflight series. So, good stuff. No repairs are needed. And the ISS Blue Dragon is officially a more powerful ship and would be able to kick the ass of the ISS Devon 7, were they to fight. But I consider the Devon 7 like a previous generation ship. So the next step is pretty obvious in my mind. We gotta go... Well, there's 2 things we could do next. We could go talk to Gorsac, or we could go try to find some Spemin. Calibrating navigational system. Place devices, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I started reading it for a second, and then realized, wait, it doesn't matter what I do. Now, if we were going to actually go find the Spemin, I would want to bring... I guess this isn't necessary, but I want to bring our Ganuk crew member out, and we might as well have our Ganuk crew member out while we're attacking the Spemin. Now, there's a couple of Spemin systems. I don't remember exactly where they are. I could check the... There is a map that I downloaded off the interwebs that tells us, and considering that we solved pretty much all of the puzzles... Yeah. There's nothing left for it to spoil, except that I think we have to go to some place and find out where the Shinium planet is. I went here, right? 2974? Sure hope that's the planet I went to looking for Gorsac, because if not, cheated him out of a chance to defeat Ull in the past. No, this is the system where the Tandalu live. Eshfir or Eshfar, one of those groups. It's glowing yellow, I don't care. Ah, yes, new disciples, Orthodox Brug, whatever. Guys, done with you. This is the same system. So Gorsac seems to have moved during those intervening centuries. And we have no idea where he is, or if he can be found in the past. Psychic probe is glowing green. He likes us. We're his friend. Greetings, we come in peace. I'm Duke Togo. Gorsac system transmitting. Welcome ISS Blue Dragon. Priority directive has been aborted and access to data storage and computational functions now available. Please respond. Gorsac system transmitting. Transmission from Ull weapon received. Request permission to perform transformation. Oh, he's an ULEC computer. Gorsac system transmitting. Transmission from Ull weapon received. Request permission to perform transformation for synthesis with Ull weapon. Granted? Yeah. Warning, Gorsac Ull weapon is one-use item. Do not use when other targets are present. Beginning auto-installation of Gorsac Ull weapon. Activation via new button under Captain's functions. Transformation complete. Non-essential addendum. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Communications have been terminated. Initiating orbital maneuver. Okay, so... Unless somebody knows something I don't, this is the kind of thing that in modern days there'd be lots of false rumors made by trolls to confuse and waste people's time, but I'm almost positive there's no way to defeat Ull in the past at the 6 Yellowstones because we can't get the Ull weapon. But we have the Ull weapon, which means that we can defeat Ull Jr. if we can find Ull Jr. in the Cloud Nebula. We also have the best ship we can possibly have. We never get reflective armor like the Ng-Kher-Arla have. That was a Loar technology, not a Legex technology. And as far as I know, there's no way to get that. And I think the microwave beam, I don't know if our Class 7 shields will help us there. I don't believe they will. I think you just have to use the battle jumper to keep moving around. And if you get hit with a microwave beam, you still get hit in a microwave beam, and it's still bad news. What did we lose here? Land, disembark, cargo, log, planet, bridge. Didn't we have 5 or 6 menu items for the captain before? Did he lose, like, ship's log or something? I don't know. But anyway, I just realized that we need to go back and get, well, scanners indicate unidentified object. Glowing yellow. They should be glowing green. They should really like us. We saved them from civil war. We should be their best friends ever. Bobo, I told him about the events of the last video, and he was actually all about, well, why didn't you give Seymour Guado to the Dweenal? Then, like, you could come back to the future and, like, there'd be no life forms anywhere on any planets. And then you'd hear this music, like, you know, but yeah, we didn't do that. So we've got 2 leads that we can follow up on to try to find Uhl, because at this point there were 2 objectives. To get the technology necessary to defeat the Spemin, which we've done now. Game doesn't really make that big of a deal out of it, but we have done that now. And the other objective was to find the Shinium planet. It's not actually to defeat Uhl Jr., because of course Interstellar doesn't even know there is an Uhl Jr. But we basically we've got the technology to defeat the Spemin. We can go find the Spemin and whoop up on them if we want to, and I believe I will. So, Captain Bombo, Science Officer Goom Scuba, Navigator will be Fleabix with Thud, Engineer Ruby Malone, Communications Officer Duke Togo, and Doctor is going to be Dr. Arng. We're going to avoid contact with friendly aliens so that Dr. Arng doesn't get upset when we don't use hostile tone. And we're going to go, I think we'll go to Benflunk and we'll kill some Spemin. How does that sound? We're going to go to Benflunk and kill some Spemin. I think I'll end the video there, because the only 2 leads that we haven't checked out. Humna Humna gave us some worlds with Legex ruins, and we never really did check them out. None of them are things you have to look at to win the game, and I don't even know if I've ever checked them out. So I'll feel a little bad about it, but you guys can research on the Google and see if there's anything cool that comes from visiting those planets and let me know. But I don't think I'm going to probably take the time to follow up on all those leads, because we've got what we need to win the game. The 2 coordinates that we got from I think it was from Gorsac that we never followed up on. The Umanyu homeworld in the Cloud Nebula and the Lowar homeworld in the Cloud Nebula. Now, it's cheating, but I know I remember going to the Umanyu homeworld previously, and I couldn't find any reason to do it. You go there, and there's a Humna Humna trade beacon that just says Umanyu, the same way there's a Humna Humna beacon that just says Spemin sometimes, and it's ridiculous. How the hell did the Humna Humna put up a beacon there? It's just a game mechanic that if there's sentience on the planet, the game tells you via beacon, and they explain the beacons away in the story with the Humna Humna. But in this case, there's no frickin' way the Humna Humna put a beacon on the Umanyu homeworld, and if there was a beacon on the Umanyu homeworld, they probably would have destroyed it. So going to the Umanyu homeworld doesn't actually net you anything. The next clue we have to follow up on is the Lowar homeworld, which is also located in the nebula. We could have actually, that's one we could potentially have gone there a long time ago if we just avoided contact with the Umanyu. But the hint that we get there, or the final little piece of information, is not something we could have followed up on unless we were prepared to fight off successfully a large group of Umanyu warships. So let's just look at our personnel roster. I'm just curious here. You got Seymour Guado still around. Durability 6, learning rate of 9. The Dweenal have a durability of 4 and a learning rate of 2, but they don't have any caps on their skills. So you could have one Dweenal type pathetic. Mammalian, pathetic. Insectoid, reptilian, unknown. There's no cap on the skills for the Dweenal or the Ganuk, so you could just have one Dweenal with 250 and everything and have him run your ship if you wanted to. But yeah, we're going to end this video, but first I want to go find the Spemin on Benflunk and just kick the shit out of him. Time for a little revenge. It's going to feel real good, folks. And then after that, we will save, and we will end the video, and we will come back and journey into the heart of the Cloud Nebula. It's the name of the game, Trade Routes of the Cloud Nebula, but it's probably going to be the last video before we can really go in there and take care of business. So let's, I don't remember where Benflunk is. God damn it, where the hell's Benflunk? The Spemin just flat out told us where it is, so let's look at that. Oh, never mind. They told us the coordinates on Benflunk. It's Gorsac who tells us where Benflunk is. So we'll play back the Gorsac message instead. Okay. 158.83. And we're running out of things that we need jump pods or money for, frankly. So 158.83. Let's just take a jump pod as close to it as we can get. This is as close as we can get with having lots of stars around. Come on, be a high number. That's pretty much a coin flip. At that point, I should have just parked my objective right next to the damn thing. But jump was successful. Oh, we penetrated the system without really meaning to. What did we say it was? 158.83? That doesn't seem that close. I must be misremembering those coordinates. I have horrible short-term memory for these things anymore. Drank too much when I was younger. Perhaps not enough now. If I was drinking, my memory would work better. Yeah, anyway. 158.183. That makes a lot more sense than 158.83. Motion is detected. Motion in the ocean. 158.183, huh? Oh. Game suddenly seems to be lagging just a little bit. So F9 is a battle jumper. And this might be a really dumb move because the odds, there's a good chance that we'll actually encounter, we'll take enough damage against the Spemin that I want to go back to Starport before we go deeper into the Cloud Nebula, but we'll have like an even amount of technology with them, more or less. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there's motion detected. There's Spemin in the system. Don't remember how the battle jumper works. F function 6, maybe? Yeah, there's one. There's two. Well, they're all over the place, and they're definitely heading towards me. The place is thick with Spemin. Alright. Which is kind of a gross thought. We're not in orbit. I didn't mean to click land. I just want to check and see how some of these, what the function button is for some of the stuff I've got now. Battle jumper is F9. And the shield nullifier is F8. I can use both of those safely now because I've got a Ganuk on my crew. Unidentified object. A glowing yellow. A... Hail hostile. This is ISS. This is Captain Bombo of the starship Blue Dragon. Identify yourselves immediately or be destroyed. Yes, Commander Bombo. We recognize your amusing little ship. Grovel before us if you must, but do not take up too much of our time. to help you overcome your guilt for mistreating your Spemin ancestors? I don't fucking think so, buddy. I think it's time for you guys to die a lot. I think it's time for me to shoot some plasma bolts up in this bitch. I think it's time for me to use... Commander, they're trying to surrender. Plasma bolts turn around and start following me again, do they? I didn't know they were going to do that.